This is a video, the first video on how to be a good husband. And first of all, the resources that we've used over the years. Dennis Prager, he's a radio host and he has a male-female hour on Wednesdays, I think it is, and it's really good. And we've also used other books like Understanding Men by Allison Armstrong, and different books like that that help women understand men and men understand men, and women understand women and men understand women. And some of the quick little things that I'll mention, and I'll probably do more detailed videos at some other time. But first thing that you have to know as a husband is that your wife comes first. I know that sounds obvious, but a lot of times it's hard when you have kids or when you have a demanding job to make sure that your wife knows that she comes first. Every time that you say, oh, I've got something to do, I've got to go to work, I've got to play with the kids, or I know that you'd rather have me play with the kids, when that's may not be true. Those are all signals to her that she's second or third in your life, and you need to make sure that she knows that she's number one. You also need to make sure that your kids know that she's number one. So when you have time and you're trying to figure out what you want to do, one of the things that I'll spend time doing is telling my kids that it's mommy daddy time, and then I will go and spend time with my wife doing whatever she's doing. If she's doing the dishes, I'll help her with the dishes, or if she doesn't want me to help her with the dishes, then I'll sweep the floor, or I'll just sit with her on the couch for a little while, and when the kids try to interrupt us, I'll say, sorry, it's mommy daddy time and you can't interrupt us right now. You need to go entertain yourself or read a book or do whatever you're doing. That's something that I think it was Baby Wise that talked about that. A book in the Baby Wise series talked about mommy daddy time. It's really helpful. The other thing that I've learned how to do is to have patience, and one of the ways that I've learned how to do this is to laugh at things instead of get angry or frustrated or annoyed. This is more easily done when you have perspective, or when you feel like you have perspective on life. And in the Mormon world, we call this an eternal perspective, because most of the things that we get mad at, most of the things that frustrate us and make us angry, really are small things when we look back on them the next day or the next week or the next year. And so it's helpful to kind of take yourself out of the moment and look at the moment and find a reason to laugh. Whether it's your kids coloring on the wall, or if your wife burns the lasagna, or whatever it may be. A lot of the circumstances that we get angry at are really small things, and it's helpful to just find a reason to laugh about it, either because it's silly or ridiculous or dumb, or whatever can make you laugh at it. The other thing that's really helpful that we found in our relationship is to be mindful of how our spouses work. And this is harder, generally speaking, for women than it is for men. I've found that most guys know how women work. They understand that most women are emotional and they're just talking all the time and they're scatterbrained, and guys pretty much get that. But for some reason it's a lot harder for women to understand how men work, and it's hard for them to, for example, to understand how guys are single focused, and when they're doing something they don't like to be interrupted, and when they do get interrupted, a lot of times they get annoyed or frustrated, and if they don't get annoyed or frustrated, they get a headache. That's what happens to me whenever my wife kind of yanks me out of a situation, even for a good thing like dinner's ready or something like that. And she'll pull me, I need you right now. It hurts my brain, if you will, to shift my attention that quickly, that forcefully, without time to kind of process what I was doing and compartmentalize it. So one of the things that's been helpful for me is to just be completely open with my wife about the things that I like and don't like, and the things that impact me, either for good or for worse. So it's important that she understand that I'm single focused. It's important that she understand that I'm a problem solver, because a lot of times she'll be talking and I'll be listening for a problem to solve when she doesn't want that. She doesn't want me to solve her problem. She just wants me to listen. It is important for women to understand that men are have a nature that is driven towards sex and violence, and that kind of comes with the package of being a man, typically. In the same way that high emotions, come with the package of being a woman. And so it's nice to be able to understand that and be able to help each other control those natural instincts. Now, one of the things that I hear a lot of guys talk about is yeah, it's nice to tell your wife that, but how do you tell your wife that? How do you get your wife to listen? And one of the ways that I've found to help my wife be open to these kinds of conversations, these kinds of ideas, is that I have to do things that I wouldn't normally want to do. And those things that you need to do are the things that show your wife that she's first. Once your wife knows that she is first in your life, she'll start listening to you. So, for example, you come home from work and your wife's doing the dishes and the kids are busy watching TV. If your wife is first, you're going to help her with the dishes. If your wife's second, you're going to watch TV with the kids. If your wife is third, you're going to go in the other room and watch TV by yourself, or you're going to go in the garage, you're going to go do your own thing. But if you want your wife to listen to you, you have to show her that she's first. You have to do things that you don't want to do. You don't want to wash the dishes with her. If she doesn't want you to wash the dishes, then you sweep the floor. Or you tell her that you're going to go and water her garden for you, do something for her that's helpful. Either ask her, what you can do. Ask her if there's laundry that can be switched or something like that. But you have to show her that she's number one. She won't listen to you unless she feels that you're number one. And as soon as she realizes that you're number one in her life, then you can pretty much tell her whatever you want. You could tell her anything, and she'd listen and respect you and try to help, or try to take advice if that's what you're trying to do. And so yeah, I think we'll touch on those topics in more detail at a future point. So yeah, I hope this was helpful. Stay tuned for some of the upcoming vids, and see ya.